people are looking, they just don't find you.
That hurts. That's mood.
I mean, I got the wits for that.
Got the wits and the awareness.
The wits and the obfuscate.
The obfuscates. Oh my god, that's a giant hamster. Oh, no, that's a giant guinea pig. Sorry.
Wait, what?
I was going to get the Twitter post out, and I just see a picture of somebody holding basically like not a Pomeranian, but a corgi-sized guinea pig. And I was like, holy fuck! And the caption just says "guinea big."
Oh dear.
All right, hold on, because now you need context at how huge and adorable this thing is. And then I will get the Twitter posts out. Hello, everyone. We are also live. Just guinea big.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's the size of the person from the waist up. Look at it.
Well, he's also holding it forward.
That can't be real.
No, I think they do get that big because they were like a meat staple in South America too.
Oh my gosh.
I thought that was a capybara, though. Is that,
No, guinea pigs are. You can eat guinea pigs.
Yeah.
In South America, they are apparently very delicious.
They are holding it forward though, so.
I mean, they're holding it up in the first picture.
That's crazy.
But also, guinea pig spines aren't meant to go straight up.
Mm-hmm.
You will hurt them if you try that.
Tonga just had an earthquake.
Wait, what?
On Twitter, earthquake robot.
Oh.
5.2 magnitude earthquake occurred 86.37 miles southeast of Pangai, Tonga.
Hope everyone's okay.
Sounds like a small number,
I don't
though.
even know where Tonga is.
Posting. Gotta let people know we're alive. I mean, do we, though? Probably.
5.5 is about when buildings start to get damaged.
Hmm.
So just below that.
So it's just a little trembler.
It really all depends on, like, if the area is ready for an earthquake or not, you know?
Yeah,
Also that.
San
California, we're ready.
Right.
Because we
North
live on
Carolina.
a fault line.
A 5.5 would be nothing in California, but, like, New Jersey, you know, probably be pretty bad because our buildings aren't meant to shake.
Oh my gosh, what's happening? That's why girders are made out of like a certain consistency steel so that if they bend.
Please insert girder.
Girders are made of the rubber. The foundations are made of springs. They're bouncy, bouncy,
Mm-hmm.
bouncy, bouncy.
Fun.
Have you seen, or is this what you're talking about? The build, this like skyscrapers that wobble.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
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 Those are so free. I already have like whatever vertigo, whatever it's called. That would just make it so much worse.
So I went to Philly and actually went on a tour of the Comcast building, and they have a pool on the roof to counterbalance the weight of the building moving back and forth.
Nice.
So, like, when the building shifts this way, it makes the water move that way so that the building stays vertical. Pretty
Interesting.
But when you tell somebody, like, hey, the pool's on the roof, they're not lying.
We had in high school, at my public school, people would always tell the freshmen that there's a pool on the third floor.
There was no
And-
pool, was there?
There's no third floor, nor is there a pool.
Well, the classic scene is from Hackers, where they're like, oh, there's the pool on the roof, and he goes out there, and, like, there's a bunch of freshmen standing out there, and the door locks behind him, and then it starts raining.
Oh no.
That's funny. You know,
That
we
is
would say
funny.
it was mostly the girls. So you would say, like, someone would be like, Oh my god, like you have to like the swim team lets out at this time, like the male swim team. You have to go see them on the third floor on the pool. When they all run up there. I never said it to anyone because I didn't have any friends that were interested in men, but except for the guys. But
Except for the men who were interested in men, and therefore it was relevant.
I was one of the only girls in my friend group, which meant I was the nerd girl that all the nerd guys had the crushes on.
Aw.
Except I didn't like any of them because
I was
a
like,
lesbian.
those poor fools.
I know. I literally have had like 3 guys confess their love to me, and I was just like, no.
Uh-huh.
I was
Jokes
like, why do
on
you think
you,
I'm hanging out with you
nerd.
guys in the first place?
Did you tell him jokes on you, nerd?
I didn't. No, at that time I thought I was asexual, so I said no to everyone.
There's apparently a toy line just called Jazz Crab, and it's just a plastic crab holding a plastic saxophone. Anyways, hi, this is Vampire the Masquerade.
I was waiting for it.
It is? I didn't know that.
This is our transition from idle banter to the actual game. Jazz Crabs.
Jazz crabs.
I thought this was a sewing circle.
I mean, if we had gone another hour with technical difficulties, it would have been. Oof. Apologize for the late start, everybody, but my computer decided to blow up twice, and then completely reject microphones.
I planted the bombs.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Because Ark is actually here, so clearly there's something wrong with the world.
I just noticed that message. Pardon the fan in the background. It's too hot and we have no AC.
Yep. That was back when we had the industrial fan going, though.
Yeah, that's fine. Keep
I
it.
don't know if it can be heard here, but
Probably.
totally segueing back to Jazz Crabs. Look at the top left corner of the picture.
Obvious plant.
No, top
Oh,
left
they-
corner. Your other left.
They also scat. It is not good.
Nobody's good at
Uh-huh.
scatting. Except the scat man.
Twiddly. This is what romance sounds like. Pinchy. Oh, they all have names. Pinchy Gillespie.
Also, I feel like it's obligatory to say, may the fourth be with you, or don't.
with you.
I don't care. I'm a Mandalorian.
And also with you.
This is the May.
This is the man.
I only celebrate Revenge of the Fifth. Thank you very much.
I mean
And
that.
with your spirit.
That's good for you too. That. Okay, that's funny because that happened yesterday during Great American Witch because we had 2 people who were Catholic and they did that exchange and then they had this like laugh riot because one messed it up and then one said it correctly and then they were like, Catholic flashback nightmares. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Because they were like, this is the proper way to say it and this is the way everybody says it and messes it up.
Yeah. No, they changed it. I don't know.
They
if you've
did
seen the
change
John
it.
Mulaney sketch,
Yeah.
but it used to be and also with you, and then they changed it to and with your spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
And also with you. But we're not here to talk about Catholics.
Catholicism.
Except we are, because it's Vampire the Masquerade, and everybody knows that the Lasombra actually infiltrated the Catholic Church, and they do masquerade as religious affiliates, so it's totally relevant to the topic at hand, just not this topic, because we're in Phoenix. It's Phoenix by night. Blood of the
There are
Phoenix.
Lasombra.
What's that?
But there are Lasombra.
And there are Lasombra. See, it all connects. It makes perfect sense when you don't think about it. Kay, I believe Viper has a recap for us.
Kind of. I'll read you the session notes that I have from last session.
That's usually how we treat the recap.
6-month time skip with stars around them. April, woo! Longer days, hotter. Haven is finished now. We wiped the memory of the work mend. Not men, just mend. I visited my sire, and everyone did their own stuff. I just wrote down the stuff that Viper knows, so I visited my sire. Basically, the recap of that conversation was that Venture are assholes. and I have to make sure that they pay me, and because with my boons, and I hope that they mess up so I can get them to pay me more. Then I found out there's a slasher on the loose. And yeah, that's all I have.
That's
But then I
more or
wrote
less what happened.
Recap for here. For this, I said recap that I wrote before the session, aka today. A family, but then in parentheses I put parents because I realized it wasn't a whole family, were murdered in Goodyear. And then I put vampire-like activity question mark because I wrote that before I realized, wait, I don't know if there was anything sus about it yet. But the house was burned and the daughter was dropped off at the neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Strangely not remembering what happened.
Oh yes, haha, wait, I gotta write that down.
Strangely not remembering what happened.
So super nice slasher is what you're saying.
It's believed the child. It's believed the child murdered her family and then set fire to the house.
Yes, the 4-year-old.
Listen, it could
I mean,
have happened.
gotta watch out for them 4-year-olds.
I'm sure we could find an instance of where a 4-year-old murdered their family.
Oh, absolutely. There's plenty out there. I went through a really creepy phase on YouTube for a while. Learned about a lot of things.
I don't want to know.
That's fair.
So, we find ourselves a couple days later. The evening has come. Everybody has heard the news that a slasher has appeared west of Phoenix in the town of Goodyear. Thankfully, for anybody who may or may not have been involved, Goodyear is technically outside of the Phoenix city limits. It is part of the greater Phoenix area, so it's like a bit of semantics, because the running joke for anybody who lives in the Phoenix Valley is that it's just easier to say you live in Phoenix than to say you live in Mesa or that you live in Glendale. Anybody who lives in Scottsdale will tell you they live in Scottsdale because they're the rich assholes. So, they want you to know.
Who would
they
say
have money.
such a thing about the people in Scottsdale?
Yeah, they want you to know that they have money, so they will tell you they live in Scottsdale.
Fucking Scottsdale.
Fucking Scottsdale. So, I mean, Scottsdale's actually a really nice area, but I digress.
Just not the people.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the people.
Look,
But
most of these
rich
people
assholes.
are vampires.
The whole point is rich assholes is what I was getting at. Because I don't have money. It's been a few days, and people have put plots in motion. Strings have been pulled, and others who, haven't been around kind of mysteriously apparate. And are like, boy, I have such adventures to tell you. And they spend like 5 minutes catching you up on where they've been this whole time. And then you all catch them up on what you've been doing this whole time. And it's like they had never been gone at all. Because they probably weren't. They likely were just invisible.
What are you all talking about? I've been here the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, Antonio's always been here, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we can't get rid of him.
S-
He's dating my
I'd
daughter.
like to see you try.
Yeah, you can't get rid of him. He invades his way into everybody's life.
It's true.
So we find ourselves at the nightclub Orpheum, where Antonio is currently serving as the arm candy of Callista's sire, while she sits at her private booth watching the mortals dance and drink and enjoy the generally good weather of the current month of May? April?
It was
No.
April.
April.
So has time passed? Because
It's been a couple days.
okay, so then it would still be April.
Yeah. If I said a couple weeks, I could justify going into May, but it's been a couple days. Enough time for the news of the slasher and the investigation for it to pretty much pull up no real leads, because Lucian, while being sloppy in setting fire to an entire house, did not actually leave any evidence of what they did, because they keep their knife and they erase the child's memory, and the mortals don't know how to accidentally trigger the recollection that would be needed for that power. So she'll probably remember in 20 years, and then have a complete mental breakdown when she sees Lucian again, looking exactly the same way he had when her family was murdered. But for now, she is probably in child protective services and sipping some hot cocoa, and just not worrying about it, because she's alive, and that's that. Callista, what have you done with the long lost brother in this time?
I would have gingerly, over the course of the months, just gingerly try to explain the situation to him. I will do whatever, for lack of a better term, paperwork is needed in kindred society, to have him become a retainer, because I need to be able to explain that his new identity is Brandon Fisher, and his family is gone, and I'm sorry.
I'm just saying the best way to do it is explaining child labor. Don't make that face. This is Vampire the Masquerade. You're allowed to be evil. So yeah, Brandon Fisher, the new young assistant for Callista, somehow given a pass to work at this nightclub / bar, is doing just that, and he's acting as a busboy, clearing the tables and definitely not slipping drinks of the discarded alcohol that the people aren't drinking when it's done.
Antonio is almost certainly a bad influence.
Most likely. He's getting exposed to polyamory at a young age, so it's probably not helping his mental development. Or maybe it is. Who knows?
It's fine. And when a vampire blinks their eyes, this kid will be grown up.
I mean, you guys have to actively focus on blinking and breathing.
Speaking of which, since I'm with
neither of
interest, I would probably blush of health.
Blush
so
of
I'm gonna
health?
need a rouse check. Yeah, whatever the.
Blush of life, sir.
There you go.
Also, I do need rouse checks for everyone waking up tonight.
Yeah.
What if I just don't wake it up? I'm joking.
I mean, you could just
I'm just staying in bed. I'm tired.
You could just sleep. Yes.
No.
I'll count that first one as your blush of life. Give me another roll too for Antonio.
You got it. Ha!
Okay. So no hunger gain for Antonio. No hunger gain for Viper. Everybody else is slightly hungrier. Lucian no longer has 0 dots. Did we roll for your remorse?
I don't think so.
Remorse? What is that?
Guy. I mean, you could just choose to not be remorseful and take a humanity loss. That's fine too. No, it is still ticked. Why don't we go ahead and do that then? Cover that as well. Vampire. Where's my vampire book? There we go. Ark, you know it by heart. How do we do the remorse roll?
It's however many blank spots you have left on your humanity track. Not filled in with red and not crossed out.
So she would roll 4 dice?
I can't see her sheet, I don't know.
She's got 4 boxes, sorry.
So she has 4 blank boxes, so she's at humanity 5-ish.
Yep.
Yep. And so she got a
Okay.
2. What does that mean for us?
As you just need 1 success.
Just 1 success. Okay. So somewhere deep in Lucian's black heart, there is remorse. So you, it may not necessarily be for the murdered parents, but
I got
there
blood
is.
all over the picture.
No, I was more going to say there's probably
The
remorse
girl.
for the life that the girl is going to
Oh.
have to lead.
Yeah.
Because
She's
you
not with her brother.
not with the brother, and you made an active effort to make sure that that child was put somewhere, and I think that's where that humanity is upheld, because you could have just killed the child too, not Lucian, but like just saying the child
Yeah.
could have been taken care of as well as a loose end, but you didn't, and you went out of your way to make sure that the child was somewhere they could be taken care of and that they wouldn't remember it. So those steps is what preserved the humanity, and fits well within Lucian's character. So I'm going to remove that stain, and so you will keep your humanity, which is pretty good because 4 humanity is where things start to get wacky. So you're not
Just bad.
not there yet. It's not bad, but it's where it starts to get wacky.
I'm gonna out myself. I have a stain on my humanity
Oh,
that we never took care of.
I don't even remember where that came from, but let's
I
go
think it
ahead.
was from killing the gang members in the warehouse.
That probably checks out. Let's go ahead and roll for that too then. Does anybody else have stains that I'm not aware of?
I have stains in my shirt, but not on my soul. So
Yeah. Look at Callista with her big 7 humanity.
Yeah.
That's 1
I
success.
succeed.
That's a bestial succeed. Wow, Antonio has 7 humanity.
Dang.
I mean, remember, I was just hurt, so I figured it made sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to have you do more fucked up stuff so you lose your humanity. Viper definitely hasn't done anything. I don't think they have a stain. No. Okay. So you've all gathered here at Orpheum. Is there anything in particular you all want to set out to do tonight?
You said my sire was here?
Yeah. Antonio is acting as her arm candy.
Okay, so I probably like put a gentle hand on Brandon's shoulder and just kind of whisper, "Why don't you go enjoy yourself upstairs for the time? If you need anything, just text me, right?"
Okay. He runs upstairs to go play on Antonio's Xbox.
Cool.
And eat Antonio's juice box and Lunchables.
But then I will.
Man.
I'll approach Antonio and Bernice.
As Callista comes over, Antonio would say, how's the boy doing?
He's settled in pretty well.
That is quite good. I am very excited to see how he does. I expect great things.
Given time, maybe. The 2 of you are doing well.
Beatrice, did you need anything?
No, I'm fine.
I still have my drink for now, thank you, Callista.
Of course. And then seeing like the rest of the coterie, I'll make sure to check on everyone else so you needn't worry.
Sounds good. Did you know if we were doing anything as a coterie this evening? I have not heard anything yet.
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know what plans the rest of our coterie have, but I can find out for you if you wish.
I would appreciate it. If you heard anything, let me know.
Of course. And then there's just like another one of those really brief jealous looks before she slips away. And we'll approach the rest of her coterie.
Olivia would have already helped herself and slipped into the back room. because she is not going to be out on the main floor for obvious reasons.
Yeah, if she's back there, Viper is too.
It's more fun back there.
I guess I go to the back.
The cat moves.
Oh,
Come on.
hello you two. Doing all right?
Yes.
Antonio was wondering if we had any business as a coterie today.
I have a few things on my list that I wanted to bring up to you guys.
Okay. I can certainly relay the information.
Well, first, I could just tell you one right now.
Okay.
Is that a yes?
That was a yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, one is pertaining to Antonio.
Did
I don't
you-
like him.
Oh.
I don't think anyone does.
Dang.
Yeah, he's kind of close to my sire now, so I'm gonna I am obligated to like him.
No, you aren't.
Mhm.
You're obligated
hold
to
on one
look like
moment.
you like him.
One
No,
moment,
no, I'm pretty sure I'm obligated to like him.
Everything in this room will not leave this room. Do not worry.
Everything the light
This is a
touches
safe-
will cause us to die.
This is a safe space. You can speak freely.
Can we?
Yes. Can we?
Hang on.
Wait.
I feel like I need to make a willpower check.
You do, because you're bonded.
Yep. Do I just click the willpower dice button or?
What does your thing say? Your ability.
Is
hold
it
on.
for
Well, it's bonding. It's for the blood bond.
Mm-hmm. So,
so you have to roll, I think it's intelligence plus wits, maybe? Let me find the book.
you should have the book
It's-
open so you can find
I do.
reference.
Let's see, blood bond. I know I need like 3 successes, or I think I do. Maybe it's 2. here we
Resolve
go.
plus intelligence versus blood bond strength.
Gotcha.
Oh boy, I gotta figure out how strong it is then.
Well, if she's making her drink it every night, it would be at its max.
Well,
If
she
it's
also
kinda-
she also has a bunch of flaws.
Mm.
She has like bond junkie.
It does. That means I get
No,
one
take
less
dice off of her pool.
Mhm.
Yeah. Alright, it was. What resolve?
Intelligence? Did you say?
Resolve plus intelligence.
Cool. Let's do that.
And then make sure you factor in your penalty.
Intelligence. So I like open my mouth to say something and then I pause and then say, "No, I really like Antonio. He's great."
Then you should probably leave the room.
But I'm supposed to report to him.
Go report to him then.
But I don't know what we're doing yet. I don't want to waste his time.
Tell him I'm looking things up on the police scanner. And I start pulling a laptop out of my bag.
And tell him I found suspicious activity over in Goodyear.
Oh, okay.
You can leave.
Okay. Turns around quickly.
So then, the moment she's out of the room, I turn back. So I don't like Antonio, and I think we need to look into him. Do
I mean,
we
he
know
was a
who?
hunter.
Yeah.
It's just been a power trip.
I mean, yes and no. Do we know who his sire is?
No.
Because usually, I kind of, he's trying to gain power too fast, and that's not the way things work in this society. You know, you have a lifetime. You should lay low at the beginning. More than a lifetime, technically.
Infinite
just-
time if you play your
yeah.
cards right.
Yep. And it's just like you said, he was a hunter, and giving his past, that's suspicious. That's suspicious.
And if
Sorry.
if he fucks up, that could fall on us.
Mm-hmm. And we're in charge of keeping everything in the masquerade level. So if something happens and they find out that one of the people in charge of it is doing just that,
So we should kill him?
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed. No. He didn't
Not
say that.
yet, you
So, two things. I get to fight it out, which would be awesome. And if y'all do kill me, I get to play as Amici, so... man.
he's like, I'm all for treat people.
Not yet. We need the prince's permission for that.
But I think it's something we should look into.
I mean, accidents happen all the time.
Not to people who live forever.
Hmm.
What if he falls asleep outside and
I mean, it's always a chance that the
Duct tape.
coterie hideout could get locked.
thinks he's inside?
Yeah, I just wanted to establish that. We need to keep an eye on him.
Plays
And I don't want to meet at
Sunrise
that haven
Roulette.
as often.
Have you ever played Sunrise Roulette? That's pretty fun.
No. What is it?
It's where you sit outside and watch the sunrise. Make sure you run back inside before the price is too high.
Oh, we did back with some of my sire's other people. They tried to get me to play chicken, but I didn't do. That was kind of similar. Basically, all of us had to stand outside, and then whoever stayed out the longest won. I lost.
Person one also lost, or
No, they're dead.
yeah.
I
That's
think
losing.
Oh, okay. So I suppose we just wait for them to get back then.
I'll start looking up if anything suspicious is happening.
I know something that has happened.
Do
There's
tell.
always more.
Should I wait for the other people to get in so I don't have to repeat myself? And then
So-
we wait in awkward silence.
Yeah. So you wait, but Callista has left. So Callista, please take the lead.
I once again approach Antonio and my sire, but I do not interrupt them. I just quietly stand in view and wait patiently.
And so Antonio, you're there with her sire, enjoying the evening. She's probably the type of woman that enjoys attention, but probably doesn't talk much. And she likes to just be seen.
She gives me livin' la vida loca vibes.
That's totally fine. I'm assuming that we just basically kind of cuddle and watch everybody unless she wants to dance or something like that, or
Yeah, she's very much when she wants something. because she's the kind of woman that will say, you know, we're dancing now, and we'll get up and we'll pull you along whether you're ready or not. But yeah, it's exactly that. You guys are probably just enjoying each other's company silently, people watching. But then you see Callista is standing there, some ways away, but close enough to have her presence known.
I give Beatrice a quick kiss and I say, it looks like my assistance is required.
Go on then.
So I'll hop up and follow Callista back.
Antonio, sir, sorry, Olivia's looking into some leads, a couple things. They didn't give me much details, and Viper mentioned there was something in Goodyear. I still don't know what, but I believe they wish to speak.
Okay.
And before leading him back, I do turn to my my sire and just smile, hoping she looks at me.
And she does, and she gives just a wave of, go on then.
And I lead him back. Alright, everyone's here.
Alright. Hello?
Hello.
I have a thing we need to look into.
Okay. What's up, Viper?
So there was a... Do we know the names of the people?
Yeah,
Did they
there
announce
was a
Okay.
full-on police report and a news report about a murder, and they were like,
Wait.
shocking news, family blah 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 was killed in Goodyear.
Let me see if I wrote this down to see if I know.
Forensic
I know,
reports show they were brutally slashed to death before their home was set afire. This comes after the mysterious disappearance of their son.
Oh,
Blah,
okay,
blah,
so they
blah.
did say the son.
Because the son. After the
Okay,
after
Bert
the
Shue.
after the death of their son. Excuse me, because
Okay.
the story
It's the
the
sun.
story.
Arrest the sun.
Yeah, no, the public story for the son is that they died, which is why it was nobody would miss them. So the son died shortly before this incident. Right now, they're kind of between. Well, actually, no. They would probably assume that it was a murder because there was no weapon left at the scene, so they can't write it off as a murder-suicide.
I'm
So
here,
that's-
by the way. I just had to grab my laptop.
That's fine. So yeah, they're probably suspecting foul play, not like the father or mother snapped and attacked the other, because it doesn't look that way. And so, they're looking into it and trying to figure out what could have been the cause.
So I have it written down, so Viper would remember the name
Mhm.
of the previous name of this kid.
The previous name of this...
I have it. It's Pierre Birchfield.
There you go. Yeah, the Birchfields.
That's what I'm saying. The things that I have written down is what I say that Viper remembers. So, he would look to the group and be like, so that child, what was his name before it was the name that you gave him, Callista?
Oh, Pierre Birchfield.
That was actually a rhetorical question. I know what it was.
Oh,
It
okay.
was Pierre Birchfield. Well, his family, his mother was and father were recently killed over there, and his sister was dropped off at his neighbor's house with no recollection of what was going on. There was no evidence. They burned the house down. That fun stuff. So that seems like something suspicious. Also, I do have a theory. If you guys would like to, what's the word? If you guys would like to. Not enlist. Entertain my theory.
Indulge you.
Yes, that's the word. Yes.
Meanwhile, Antonio is looking back and forth between like Viper and Callista, and Viper and Callista, and Viper and Lucian, and Viper and Callista.
I have a theory.
Me too.
So technically, the good year is out of our city limits, but of Phoenix's city limits, so we would have to discuss it with the prince in terms of investigation. However, the Half Moon House is in fact within our city limits, and if they just had that stuff happen, I feel like that might be a connection. There might be something there, something that they did wrong, and I know that is your sire, Callista, and I don't want to get killed tonight, so do not inform her.
She can do no wrong. Don't worry.
Well, we should certainly investigate, but as far as covering the tracks goes, we should definitely make it look like a murder-suicide. If the problem is that they didn't find the murder weapon, we could just set it up so that they find a murder weapon.
But don't. Are they actually? Are the and I hope my terminology is correct. Aren't the kind? Are they still investigating this, or have they closed it? Like,
They
do they
don't
have
know.
leads or anything?
They don't have any leads. They basically said that the reason they don't have any leads is because the daughter doesn't remember anything and they can't find the weapon. So they did rule out that it was a murder-suicide, but I mean, I guess if we wanted to make it look like it was, I don't know how we would do that.
If they are entirely unaware of us, I'm unsure about getting involved in such a thing.
But if it was
What
someone...
makes you think it'd be one of us? One of, kindred, not us.
Oh, definitely not us. No,
Good recovery.
Hey.
Antonio covers a smirk and literally looks up like he's thinking, but is literally looking upstairs to where the kid would be.
Literally the mostly just the fact that we have the previous deceased child within our area. We just worked with something related to this family. The daughter has no recollection, it seems, and then the house was completely destroyed, like they were trying to cover their tracks, which I know is what normally murderers do, but I don't know. It just seems very deliberate, and
I don't imagine that. I don't imagine that my Madam and Madam Petrova would get involved in anything relating to.
Olivia, have you can you check and see if the autopsies have been performed yet?
I don't think they can be performed if they were burned up.
They could still have an autopsy. Anthropologists can look at the bone.
I think this was a few days ago.
Haven't you ever watched Foxy?
And it takes a lot of fire to burn a body.
Wait, what? Olivia hasn't been around for 6 months.
No.
Oh shit! Okay.
I assumed you were visible before. Were you not actually visible?
I am visible.
Okay.
I was
Been there the whole
trying
time.
That time. I'm on my laptop. I don't know how you didn't see.
You didn't hear the clickings of the keyboard?
Nah, that's canon.
No.
That happened.
Since I've been looking stuff up, I'd like to look into the police files on this case specifically.
Yeah, absolutely.
as well as anything else that's just been strange in the area.
There's been plenty.
Of course there has.
So give me an
And of course, I'm
intelligence
over there.
investigation.
I'm over there looking over her shoulder like I usually am whenever she starts looking stuff up.
Not technology for hacking.
I'll allow either.
Cool. Because I have a proficiency in hacking.
Yeah, no, guy, you could very much justify hacking into the database or just doing basic research for it.
4 successes.
Okay. Which is probably exactly what you need because getting into a police network is not an easy thing to do. When you start digging into the files of this police report, you are able to get the name of the head investigator, what the forensics team have found. It seems that forensics is concluding that it was in fact foul play. There are signs of it was a while, Cadence. I know you broke in, but was it lockpicking or was it a forced entry? I can't remember.
It was lockpicking.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
She got in real good. It was just when
they got to the bedroom.
Yeah.
That it got sloppy.
Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't lock the door on the way out. I know that. Because basically I had done some rolls to see, how well you cleaned up. And that was where we ran into the snafu. So the forensics team basically are guessing that there was a break-in, considering that the door Lucian had used to enter and exit was left unlocked. Phoenix isn't an area that's known for people leaving their doors unlocked, even in nicer areas. So it's not common for that to happen. And usually, homes have really good security systems. It was kind of strange that this one didn't, because that was a storyteller neglect on their part when it happened. But we'll say, for the sake of it, Lucian had disabled the security as well. So, somebody had bypassed the home defense system to get into the building, and to be undetected, and for there to be no murder weapon, and for the way that these two were killed doesn't indicate, like was previously mentioned, that it wasn't like a murder-suicide brought on by grief at the loss of their son, but they suspect foul play, and so they've been looking into the family's financial records and activity. And, what's coming up is it's only been a couple days, so they haven't been able to pull all of the records. But what would come to mind to you immediately is they might notice that the family had a windfall show up suddenly. And, who knows how careful these people were with where they put their sudden influx of money, because normal people don't have, offshore bank accounts or, private funds that can't be accessed. These were just average people, so it probably went right into their bank account. And, when you notice that there was suddenly $100,000 deposited into your account around the time your son died, it'll make them start asking questions, and not questions pertaining to the murder, or maybe pertaining to the murder. Maybe the neighbors killed them to try and get the money somehow, or maybe the husband had a mistress that she didn't know about, or maybe the wife had a mistress that he didn't know about. It's 2021, who knows? But it seems like the police don't have any real leads, and there are more questions than answers. And so this case is going to stay open, and they're going to be going over it with a finer-toothed comb to try and figure out what's going on.
So, Olivia will summarize that for everyone. Case is still open. They know that foul play was involved. They bypassed the security system. You know, anything that's really important.
This is, I guess, a question for Rin. When you were talking about how someone got an undetected, how they put out like foul play, ruled it out.
No. They absolutely believe it was foul play.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I ruled out murder-suicide. You said something about like the way they died. Did they do an autopsy report yet, or no?
Yes. It's been a couple days. They would have an autopsy report back. Since they've been deeming it a slasher, it is very not obvious, but it's assumed that it was a slashing, stabbing implement, such as a knife or a bladed tool.
Okay.
With the autopsy already in and the security system disabled, there's not really much we can do as far as sending them back to murder-suicide.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like that's it.
Hey, look, this one news outlet is calling them the Goodyear Ghost.
The Goodyear Ghost, I like it. I was just gonna say the hash-slinging slasher, but...
That too. That's what I was thinking when you first said slasher. Do you guys think it's worth looking into, at least?
Maybe.
Oh, for sure.
It
The
is technically
child
outside
is-
of jurisdiction.
The child is connected to the Half Moon House.
Ah.
So if they find out somehow that this child came through the Half Moon House, then that is a breach of the masquerade.
So
So
we
it is
need
within
to.
our purview to take care of it.
So we
We
need to
should
make
talk
sure
to,
that their case gets closed.
Correct.
If we're going to be acting in Goodyear, we should talk to Maxie.
Yes, the
Maxie.
shadow.
Did you just call him Maxie?
I did just call him Maxie.
Only Lucian's allowed to call him Maxie.
Not anymore.
How does Lucian feel about that? Feeling stabby? If you guys want to reach out to Lucian, several people have his number, including all of you, because he is the Shadow.
I assume you mean Maxwell, not Lucian.
No, I do mean Lucian. You have Lucian's number. Maxwell's number was given to all of you. Lucian has a direct line to him for reasons.
Yep.
Maybe dear Lucian should call him.
What should I call him?
Maxie.
Maxie.
Maxie Pat. Sorry.
Wow. You are vampires, so...
Just a little snack.
Oh God.
I was like, you want to hear a real bad vampire joke?
Yeah.
It all comes back to that cake from last time.
All right. So this is what's gonna get the channel demonetized on Twitch. What did the lesbian vampire say to her girlfriend? See you next month. Gross. Okay.
I'll call Maxie.
Maxipoo!
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Do you think you could? I know we're mixed up, but my hair keeps getting blown in my face. Can we angle that so it's just towards you?
Absolutely. Angle it so only I feel it? Perfect. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just I keep
Yeah.
getting hair in my
Feel that
mouth.
pain.
So.
No, I will.
Jay,
I
I feel
will.
that pain now. My hair is so long.
For you, babe, I will bear the burden of taking the full brunt of this wonderful fan. I'm such a good boyfriend.
Such a good boyfriend.
My hair always gets in my way too. It's
Yeah. Mine's the worst. Mine's the worst. Yeah. All right. So, Lucian, you are calling Maxwell.
Yes.
Are you calling the number he gave everyone, or are we calling the direct line?
The number he gave everyone.
Okay.
Ask him to bring a
Line
silver
for
hammer.
other things.
What's that?
I said, ask him to bring a silver hammer.
Does he have
Yeah.
a silver hammer?
You don't know the song?
No.
Well, I'm
No.
sending you a song after
I was
the
like,
game.
that was a missed reference, but yeah,
It really was.
Send me a song, that'll be fine. So the phone rings, and it does take a little bit of time, but then there's an answer, and he says, "Lucian, good evening."
Hey there. Apparently, my people want to talk to you about something going on at Goodyear, slasher, people dying, houses burning.
I heard about that in the news. Your
There were-
people wouldn't have anything to do with that, would they?
Of course not.
All right.
Not technically a lie.
Yeah, it's not. Her people had nothing to do with it. Her people had nothing to do with it. I do not need a roll. That wasn't a lie. He says, "I can be there within the hour."
Excellent. See you then.
And he hangs up, and so you are free to relay that he will be there shortly. Is there anything you all want to do within that hour, or should I just jump ahead?
Antonio,
Yes.
as an extension of my sire, may I have a drink, please?
Sure.
Thanks. I'll be right back. I go out to the floor.
I'm going to, while I'm in the police system, I'd like to install a backdoor so I can get back on easier later.
Yeah, give me another technology roll.
Does this still fall under hacking?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
I'ma go dance drink.
Dan Strength, give me a performance roll, please. Dexterous performance.
Do. Whoops.
That's 3 successes.
Dex plus performance.
You got 2 ones in there, though. Mwahaha.
If it's a success, it doesn't matter, but if it's a fail, then it's a bestial failure.
Yeah, because remember the target was 4 last time, and that was just to get
But
in.
I'm already in the system.
I mean, you are, but that doesn't mean setting up a untraced thing. I don't think so. I think actually you only have 5 dice in it.
It is
I'm fine with whatever.
No.
it's your choice.
I'm trying to. I think it would be harder to get in than to leave a backdoor access. I think what it will be, though, is it'll be a yes but. And so you're able to get into it, but anytime we're going to access it, there'll be a chance that somebody could find it later.
That sounds fair.
Okay, make a note of that on your sheets, because I will not remember.
Got it.
he
Just
says,
I'm
he
gonna always
says,
access from.
yeah,
Always gonna access it from Antonio's laptop.
yeah, basically. That's what I would do.
I would like to.
Can't access anything from a laptop because it's still wiped.
Yeah, it was factory reset. It has, Windows, Google.
Oh, so you didn't like format it to like 1s and 0s. You just reset the window.
I reset like as much as I could.
So I mean, you could have boot nuked it and just like reset it to 1s and 0s, which that's what I thought you did.
I'll be honest, I don't know computers all that well.
You would have boot nuked it. So
Okay, boot nuked it then.
Yeah, you would have done far worse than factory reset.
yeah, it basically like you write the hard drives with all 1s and 0s, so that there's literally nothing else on there. It's the only way to
The
actually.
DOS files.
Yeah, like it writes over the entire thing.
As much as I know about computers.
And so Callista, of course, goes out on the dance floor, and she fucking shreds it because she gets the bestial success.
Antonio will follow her with his drink and watch her, and look at her like he's gonna eat her like a snack.
Yeah, I think the way that this bestial success looks is she just does the 1 hour loop of the Zemo dance on the dance floor.
Nice.
Where it's good and people can't look away because of how good it is, and that's that. But she dances and everybody loves it, and she's amazing because that is her thing and she is awesome at it.
That is the biggest thing I'm good at.
I mean, it is your thing and you are great at it, and you blew it out of the water. I can't describe dancing at all. So it's like you dance and it good. It good, and people are captivated at how good it be.
It moved pretty.
She shake her hips and she twist and she shake. Yep. She does all of that.
The only dancing I know about is ballroom dancing.
She dips, you dip, we dip.
She works.
Yep. She drops it like it's hot. And she mashed potatoes and does the twist. I'm just throwing out all these songs here.
Get on the floor and do the dinosaur.
Yeah. She definitely does the dinosaur, and not like any dinosaur, but the actual one from the Mario movie where they actually.
Oh God!
Throws in a bit of Charleston.
Yeah. For good measure, she closes it off with just the like knee crisscross, for sure.
She peels the avocado.
What is the one where they do the crisscross with the knees? That's not the Charleston? Is that the Charleston too? Because I remember it showing up in Greece as well, right? Yeah. So yeah, she does that to finish it off, and that's where the bestial comes in, because the beast is just like, do the Charleston, and she's like, fine, I'll do the Charleston,
Okay.
and that's where everybody just kind of stares at her. But they're still just amazed because it's actually a really impressive Charleston that got worked into this dance.
Awesome.
I have something I want
Honestly,
to
the
follow
Charleston
on.
looks like a fun dance to do.
I mean, it was the Roaring Twenties, so which we're technically in now too. She's bringing it back, y'all.
Bringing it back.
What are you thinking?
Oh, I have something I want to follow up on.
Go ahead.
So that we don't move on before.
Yeah, we do it now.
Viper wanted to ask Olivia if there's been any more activity on that CMC website.
Has there been?
No, it's gone dark, strangely.
Okay.
Completely
It's
gone.
quiet after they killed that family.
Strange how it stopped immediately after.
We killed them. Or got them killed.
Oh, that was them?
No, it was unrelated.
Okay.
But you were like, was there anything else? It was like, no, they're dead.
I mean,
No, still
CMC
dead.
can be very convincing.
That's true.
So it's better to be double sure.
It may have just been a decoy. Would you like to dig further?
Yes.
Would you like to know more?
Yes. What do I need to do?
You're doing research, so just give me another
Can I assist?
intelligence. You could also make a roll.
Okay.
Give me a Starship Troopers roll.
Yeah, your desire to know more intensifies. It would be intelligent investigation because you are not hacking.
My research. Oh, I need my keyboard. I need my keyboard. I forgot that I put it away.
So that would put you at 4.
Yeah. 4 successes. And then I
well, K
boot the
got
laptop again.
K got the mark, K got the mark of the beast. So Viper is immediately diablerized.
I got 666.
So, Olivia, when you look deeper, you see that on the surface, the activity has all but died out. But you are able to go into like the back channels and the admin lines, and there is some server administrator that is still maintaining the website. Because this was through the dark web, basically if it had gone offline, it would just be offline. But somebody is keeping it up, and it's not sourced out of the house that was down in past Guadalupe. I can't remember where I said it was now, but I know it was out here in the reservation area. It was out in the Indian reservation. Gila River Indian Reservation. I see it here on the very bottom, because you guys went off the map to go do that. So yeah, it's not coming out of the reservation anymore.
Can I tell where it's coming out of, or?
Yeah.
Yas!
It's coming from inside the
It's
house.
Antonio. Antonio's been keeping it up because no, he's bored.
That's weird. It's in good here.
From the laptop you wiped everything from. Ah!
Let's see here.
Has Antonio not noticed it the whole time?
Antonio has not noticed it.
So by the time Antonio actually did try to do something, like, he was just like, what the shit is this? And I think, like, at this point, he just has one for Olivia.
That's fair.
All right. Let's see here.
Ah!
All
I
right.
just saw the good morning. Good morning. Dave.
Random coordinate generator being too good at its random locations. It's put me in the ocean like 5 times in a row. Like, okay, you're too good at your
Could be an
job.
island.
Yeah, it could be an island.
That or there's an underwater vampire base somewhere.
Oh Jesus! If vampires learned how to be underwater, it'd be all over.
We already have one.
Wait, they don't have to breathe.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
you can literally survive underwater.
I mean, that was the plot of the Old Guard too. Was the lady came back after being dumped in the Iron Maiden in the ocean. So you end up finding that it is coming out of a GPS location. You have latitude and longitude coordinates, which are as follow. Bloop.
Alright, I'll be passing that on to the sheriff.
Sheriff's gonna look at it and be like, what the fuck are these numbers? He's just a gangrel. He doesn't understand math.
Well, I probably to Maxwell.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll write those down, and then, be seal success, I boot nuke the computer,
Yeah.
and then hand that back to Antonio.
I'm
done with this.
I'm done with it. And so, Antonio, you were handed another brick.
That's just the same one. That's Olivia's computer at this point. So I take the computer back, but just knowing that she's just going to take it at some point again.
That's fine.
Yes, anytime I break a computer, it just shows up at Antonio's.
Yeah, I think by now Antonio has an identical one. And it's just like, this is the one I keep somewhere else away from them.
Yeah, I have to hide my actual computer at this point.
And then Olivia's like, I know where it is the whole time.
Yeah. I'm a Nosferatu. I have a sixth sense for where any electronic is.
My electronic senses are tingling.
So the hour has passed, and Maxwell has entered the club. He is seated at your guys' usual booth, waiting for you, since you are in the back talking.
I will approach as soon as I see him.
Good evening, Callista.
Maxwell, you look like you're doing well.
I am. Thank you for asking. You are also looking well.
Thank you.
I saw your Charleston. It was spectacular.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Is there anything I can get you for you? A drink, maybe?
Let's see here. Now I have to think of drinks.
Your other coterie members?
Yes, give me a side of Lucian. What's a good cocktail for a Lasombra to drink?
Bloody Mary.
That's too obvious.
Okay, but it has the Mary there too.
That's
Hello,
fair. No, he's a sophisticated sort of man.
A bloody Lucian.
What about
Bloody Lucian.
what about that? What about that dark chocolate?
Chocolate martini.
Yeah, dark chocolate martini. It's so good. It tastes better than it sounds.
I haven't had a dark chocolate one. I don't like dark chocolate, but I've had a chocolate martini. A mud slide.
Aviation sounds
Apparently, there's a
delicious.
drink called the zombie.
I did see that, yeah.
Mm.
He
Long
probably
Island iced tea.
he probably would ask for an amaretto sour.
Of course.
They're actually delicious.
Sounds really good.
What about Manhattan from New York?
That would
That's not
also
how
be
you
a
say
choice.
New York.
York.
You gotta say New York.
Yeah.
No, I'm from California. I refuse to say it that way.
But I'll head to the back to mix the drink and just be like, he's here.
Ooh, you know what? Scratch that. He's gonna ask for a dark and stormy,
Okay.
just like him.
Dark and stormy it is. And then I head back to the back to make it white so I can say, he's here.
Oh God, that
Usual
sounds
food.
so good. It's rum and ginger beer.
That sound good.
Ginger beer a lot of times is too much for me though.
Really, I love it.
It's super strong.
Yeah, you didn't like it either. You thought it was too sharp as well.
Alone, it was too sharp. The one, like when those mixes that you had, like the one we had when we were at, where was it? Orlando?
Mm-hmm.
That one was good.
Yeah.
I generally take it and like replace it with ginger ale because ginger ale is not overpowering like ginger beer.
Yeah, we drink a lot of ginger ale, but I like the really sharp ginger flavor in the beer. That was
Gotcha.
what I was drinking when I first had the dental surgery for my mouth and throat, and it was just so relaxing.
I mean, dental surgery for a vampire is rough.
Hmm.
You heal faster though.
But yes, he will have a dark and stormy.
Of course. And then just
So
in the
say we
back.
all.
So say we
So
all.
Maxwell's here. Usual booth.
Whew, even with the fan, it's starting to get too hot. Like getting the hot flashes now. That may just be the vaccination bothering
It's
me.
the
again.
menopause we're in. Let's be honest.
It could be, yes. I am at that age.
It's also the vaccination.
I think it is because I've been getting these randomly. It's just, ugh. It's a feeling, for sure. So yes, Maxwell is here. Everybody can gather around at the
He's
table.
not coming back here.
Sorry?
Viper would be like, I assume he's not coming back here then.
You could tell, nobody conveyed to him that he needed to go to the back room, just that he was needed. You could certainly have Callista pass that on, but she's making a drink.
Please, I'd appreciate, I will, but I'd appreciate not to.
Yeah, we're gonna head out back there, I guess.
Yeah, we can go out there.
I'll activate my shadow, whatever it's called.
Okay.
One that allows
You
me
go
to move.
invisible.
Unseen passage.
And that's
And head
that's the free one, so you don't need to check.
No, it isn't.
It isn't?
I already rolled.
Did you? Oh, you did. I didn't even see you do that. Cool.
Cloak of Shadows is the free one, but I have to be still for that.
Mm-hmm. You can do that once you get in the booth. But your hunger doesn't go up because I see you made your rouse check now. So everybody gathers at the booth, despite Viper's reservations towards doing so. And Maxwell kind of scoots over and offers a spot to Lucian, just kind of casually playing down what had been happening between the two of them. But letting the Malkavian in. And he just kind of takes a sip of the drink and does what any good vampire does when they have that blush of life. He just kind of holds it in his mouth, lets the flavor sit, and then he has a separate cup where he waits to make sure nobody's looking, mortals that is, and then he has just like a spit glass, like if you were doing a wine tasting. But he just kind of casually clears the taste out of his mouth before he starts. And he says, "So, what news do you bring me?"
First thing, I'm gonna set the paper with the coordinates down in front of him. These are coordinates of whoever's been keeping the Samitsi website still up.
The Samitsi website is still active. Have you figured out where it is yet?
Those coordinates. Latitude and longitude.
And he looks at the coordinates and he says, "Mm-hmm."
You did the computer thing.
You'll have to
didn't you?
forgive me. Lasombra are not good with technology. I wouldn't be able to find where this is.
I search it up on Google.
Thank you, Viper. I was like,
I
any
am
of you
invisible.
could plug this
I
in.
cannot do it right now.
Any of you could plug this into your phone and find the
No,
coordinates.
Callista was waiting for it, and then she's just like, "You did the computer thing, didn't you?"
What computer thing?
Your magic computer thing.
Your magic computer thing.
I can't exactly pull out a phone right now.
Does it
I'm
zero
doing it
in?
right now. I just need to. I'm not the best with phones either, but not because I can't use them, because I'm not a Gen Z.
Viper, you press the button that looks like an Earth.
Yeah, so just Googling it doesn't seem to pull it up, but I found a thingy that does have a latitude longitude plugger in her. If you
I
guys
found
want
one
it.
too,
You
but
found
it's
one?
but it's not. But it was. It's more like I type in a place and then it gives me the latitude and longitude. I can't find one that actually like.
Yeah, that's that one didn't work either. Okay, come on now.
Oh wait, I found it.
This is less cool if you guys can't find it.
No, I think I found it. I found one that worked.
I didn't know which number went first, so I got a place in Brazil.
That would be correct.
There you go. And I did the numbers right.
I think that's way out of our jurisdiction.
No.
Yes.
Yes, Viper, it
My
is.
location.
Yes, Viper, it is.
I feel like he is having this exact same trouble, but he's not as vocal about it. But he's just like,
He takes
Antonio
Viper
should
takes
crack it up.
Viper takes out a piece of paper, writes "no" in all capital letters with exclamation points, and then just throws it on the table.
Angry,
Damn it!
and an angry
he
emoji
sets the
face.
phone down. And so is where I am. That was a fail.
But yeah, so Lucian would be correct in finding that it pulls up a location out of Brazil.
So field trip.
I always wanted to go to Brazil.
And then we could just contact anyone there and let them know.
It's in the
That's out of
land
our-
of the Amazon.
Just slightly off the river.
Middle of the green.
So Antonio kind of like pointedly says like, wouldn't that be Sabat territory? I mean, not that they're around anymore. And then like pointedly looks at Maxwell.
Who is in South
I like
America?
rats.
We actually don't have proof that they're not around anymore, but anyway, let's go.
They're like rats. You can never completely eradicate them.
That's true.
Just Stupid shovelhead technique.
But that's just something that we wanted to bring. Oh wait, no, he's writing it down. He goes, just something we wanted to bring up. We have other business too.
So
And then-
apparently, according to this, there is a fuck ton of fae in South America, but no mention of vampire.
Huh. It's the
I
one
know Mexico
vampire in
City
all of
was
South
like the
America.
Sabat hotbed, but
Yeah,
I figured
Mexico is where a ton of Sabat are.
Gotcha.
And that's why the proximity to Phoenix is why there were Lasombra that defected and took over the city. There are tons of werewolves in the Amazon basin. Neat.
You're probably hanging
But
out
I guess
all
that
of South America.
yeah, I guess that makes sense considering it's a huge nature spot. So they would be very interested in protecting the rainforest. Oh, hold on. Here we go. Brazil apparently has Nosferatu there. The capital city was built in the highlands, blah, 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 and became inhabited by many Nosferatu who took advantage of the construction to build an impenetrable fortress against she who screams in the forest.
Whoa, She Who Screams in the Forest, my favorite.
Sounds like a werewolf.
Oh.
Gorgo, also known as She Who Screams in Darkness, is a... Okay, well, it said She Who Screams in the Forest before, is a fourth-generation Nosferatu, a
Oh.
Nictuku progeny of Abysmalerod, the
Ooh,
Nosferatu, the
bad.
Nosferatu antediluvian.
Nick
Oh, she was one of his hunters.
Bad.
Fun plot threads, great. I just picked
Yeah,
I just picked a random location and I have fun ideas.
I am bailing out, pulling the parachute. Work that.
Oh,
way.
this is
Not worth
this
it.
is this is great. This was
My people.
this was completely by accident because
No, they are so not your people. The Nictuku would eat you.
no this
Not the
The
this
Nictuku
is
Nictuku were
people-
actually made to destroy the Nosferatu.
Not the Nicatu, the people that are hiding from the Nicatu.
Ah, I see.
yeah.
The fortress
No, this
people.
is this is good because I have a totally other plot thread that Maxwell was going to give you all that also includes Nosferatu. So now I'm just going to tie them together. But you pull up that location and tell them it's in South America, and Lucian's brow furrows, and he's just kind of like, He does the Geralt of Rivia.
And then after like 5 minutes, he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah, he just silently under his breath just fuck. Well, that's
Lucian's like,
interesting.
we already did that. Not
That's interesting.
here. And then I write on a note and pass it over to how ?
I had another assignment that I was going to bring to your attention. I didn't think it would be connected, but now it might be. At least to this thread. And he kind of, he looks over to Olivia and he says, how much do you know about other Nosferatu? I'm like doing a weird Geralt voice for him now and I need to stop it. He says,
just keep going.
keep going.
Lucian's like, keep going.
How much do you know of the other Nosferatu? No, he says, how much do you know of the other Nosferatu in the city? Specifically ones that came before you.
I lean over in the opposite direction that Olivia is and just whisper, I think he's talking to you.
I just knew my sire. We were security experts.
Well, there's been some trouble recently within your clan that you all, as the Venni, can look into. There is a potential there is a potential for a breach in the masquerade that we are hoping to head off at the pass, as it were, before it becomes a true problem. About 50 years ago, a Nosferatu neonate by the name of Marius suffered final death at the hands of a witch hunter.
Yeah, he did.
He kind of he pointedly stares at Antonio. His sire adored this child and succeeded in capturing his killer and took horrible vengeance upon him. The Nosferatu had chosen to surgically dismember the witch hunter, and just before the wounds would be enough to kill him, he instead was embraced. Afterwards, the sire dumped the limbless vampire in a flooded sub-basement of an abandoned building. He was left there to feed on vermin for the rest of eternity, slowly go mad. Or so we believed. Only recently, this witch hunter turned kindred has shown up again. Apparently, his religious beliefs and thirst for vengeance kept him from going insane, and he started to take action. Somehow, he was able to infiltrate the Sire's haven and remove the light proofing around the haven during the day, causing that Sire to die. We need to find this witch hunter and stop him before anybody else can be hurt.
Viper would look over towards Antonio and be like, "You know some hunters?"
I mean, yes, I know some hunters, but they're all trying to kill me.
They would definitely try and kill Antonio now. They're like, well, bro, you're dead. Or you will be.
Viper is scribbling in his notebook.
Out of character though, Brandon, I might know like how to get information from the hunters.
Mhm.
Like maybe I could lead like Olivia through a hack as far as like, you know, this is where they would post like info or like.
Yeah, absolutely. You would still know a lot
We
of those
could work together
channels.
on this.
You would know all of that. I mean, you would pose a great risk of exposing yourselves, but that is the nature of the game.
Right.
Boy, howdy,
So,
would it suck if hunters suddenly showed up to find you all.
So Olivia, I do know how the hunters think and where they disseminate their information. You are the better hacker. Would you be able to assist me with that?
Yes, we can find out what this abomination's up to.
Viper would slip a note over to Callista. It says, first we need to rule out Antonio.
I fully expected, like, literally as soon as everybody heard that to be like, Antonio, when is the last time you were in South America?
Mhm.
You still have your arms and legs.
That's true.
But Viper, you wanted to ask about Goodyear?
Yes, I mean, this other thing is more interesting. I'd look at Antonio again, but then look back to Maxwell and give him the piece of paper with the notes that I had on it about the Goodyear case.
Yeah, well, you divulge the information to everyone. Does anybody else make any weird reactions to the information that's been found?
What information was this?
What Viper was handing out.
The
Oh.
Goodyear stuff.
It sounds so boring and human.
That's a
Well,
kid involved.
the issue isn't that they're aware of anything supernatural. It's that they could potentially ask questions. I don't suppose, Olivia, you're able to, like, I don't know, how are we able to quickly plant, some false evidence that might get the case closed?
It is also technically outside of our jurisdiction, which is why we invited you.
We originally were thinking about trying to set it up as a murder-suicide, but it seems they've already ruled it out. And they've done the autopsy, and the security was hacked and turned off. So it wouldn't make sense. At this point, I think we should just pin it on someone.
Should be easy enough.
Just pick a random person and throw them at the cops or what?
I mean, not the random person. It has to be someone that makes sense. Someone with priors, maybe. Stuff like that.
Someone who might be an enemy of the Camerilla.
They said what the cause of death of the kid. Cause of death of the kid was.
Either way, we can't proceed without permission from the Crown.
Yes, exactly.
They may refuse if they've already got it in hand.
Ah, I keep dropping my pen.
Oh no!
It's falling through the crack of my footrest in my chair. That's
That does
fun.
make sense, honestly.
Yeah. In Brazil, they
Yeah.
like doing just digger deeping or deeper digging while you guys are talking. I found
Digger
that.
deeping.
Yeah, digger deeping. It seems they stick to the cities as well because it's just teeming with werewolves, and they're like, we don't fuck with them, and they're dealing with the worm. But so the plan is to just find some patsy to blame it on.
No, we're asking Maxwell for permission. Since it's not in our area.
I mean, yeah. Maxwell kind of seems largely dismissive. He says Goodyear's technically part of the Phoenix Valley, but it's outside of the city's jurisdiction. I don't really care what happens with it. If you're inclined to do anything, you can put up a smoke screen against us, but... And he kind of pauses and considers and then looks at all of you and he says, I'm not really sure why we would be concerned with it at all.
Okay. I was just thinking that there could possibly be a connection, but if we don't want to look into it, we don't have to.
Do you believe there's a connection worth looking into?
Yes, considering the fact that he's the family of the child that we now possess.
It could just be a coincidence thing.
I don't believe in coincidences.
You have my permission to look into it further, Viper.
Okay. It can just be
Okay.
a personal quest too. We don't have to.
That's why he
I
said.
can look
That's why he
into
said
it.
you could
Yeah.
look into it.
All right. Well then.
Thank you for making the time to come down, Maxwell.
Of course, I am your shadow. I'm always watching, whether you fill me in or not.
Oh, that's awkward.
Indeed, you should close your windows more often.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't need the windows to see what's going on.
Hmm.
Well, you're welcome here anytime.
Maxwell
You're
total
not welcome
drive
in
hatch
this
the
place.
clear.
So, Maxwell, if I may, are we the mission you're offering us? Does that require going to Brazil?
No.
would
I just thought it was a curious coincidence.
Okay.
Viper doesn't believe in coincidence.
It's not a coincidence, most definitely, but that is way too risky and out of our area.
Okay.
If they're not causing trouble here, I don't really mind it anymore. If they come back, yes.
Well, maybe we should.
But we do need to look into this other Nosferatu thing.
Yes. We should start.
Yes, we should get on that, Antonio.
All right. Let's go in the back and I will,
Someone needs
take
to
you.
accompany him whenever he does it. Olivia, you're gonna do that, right?
We are working together.
Wait, why am I confused?
Whenever you look at your information and talk with your hunter people.
Yes, I'm having Olivia hack into it.
Oh, never mind then. I thought you were gonna contact them. I was gonna say no.
They would shoot me.
Yes, I know. Or would they? No, I'm kidding.
Would you like to find out? I can call them.
Yes, I would, actually.
All right. Well, where would you like me to send them?
To your
Brazil.
haven so that we can blow it up. I'm kidding. No, I'm not good at jokes. Never mind. So, let us continue with our mission. I will go do my research.
So, where, who should I be joining?
Not notes.
All right. So Olivia and I will go into the back, and I will start helping her through where we might be able to find some information.
Okay.
Viper, do you require any assistance?
You know what? Did you say I wasn't paying attention?
Dang.
Do you require any assistance?
You're cutting out.
Yeah.
Speak up.
Do you require any assistance? I'm stage whispering.
You just have to talk normal, just louder.
Of course.
Hold on. No, not right now. Unless you want to help me with the slasher case that you didn't seem too interested in.
I can help. I don't know what I do really, but
If you have any ideas, you can let me know. I'll just look into it myself. But I mean, I will look into this. I'll try and do some more research on this. I also have another thing that I wanted to look into, but that I'll have to wait.
Okay.
Well, if we're done here, I'm gonna head back.
I feel. All right.
It's too crowded.
Antonio, you were heading to do something as well?
Yes, Olivia and I were making our way to the back so that we can try to get as much information on the hunters as we can.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give her areas that I know there would be like info and like codes they might use.
Like random chat rooms, whatever the hunters
Yeah.
are doing.
Yep.
Forums.
The hunter forums.
The hunter forums. I'm sure they have them. Given Antonio's background, are you looking for? Oh shoot, let me find, because there's like different tiers of hunters. What type of hunter groups are you looking for? Are you going full SI? Or are you going small scale?
Who would I think would be involved in what we're looking for right now?
That could be anybody's guess. I'm trying to find what the Cells Compact Conspiracies. I'm trying to find out which one it is. Cells are the basic unit of Hunter Society. Those are small groups. Compacts are okay. So conspiracies would be the full-on like government agencies. Compacts are much more organized stuff than what the small-time scale cells are. So if it was like, a couple of like teenagers who somehow figured out how to stake and kill a vampire would be a cell, whereas like whatever the group called the Ashwood Abbey is a compact.
So we'd probably be looking for like a compact.
Okay. Because Second Inquisition, full-on government stuff would be conspiracies, which would be rather dangerous. You could probably get away with reaching out to compacts. Go ahead and give me an investigation roll. Intelligence.
I assume Olivia's making that, right?
Yeah, and take a +2 bonus for Antonio telling you where to look.
Yay.
Okay, cool.
I'll spend 1 willpower. Why not?
Sure. Roll 2.
Willpower reroll 2. There we go.
Nice.
6 successes.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
Like a D6.
/R1 6 1.
Hey, remember those Ashwood Abbey people I was telling you about? That's who you end up looking into. Tradition of the Hellfire. Okay, hold on here. Let's see. Hunters originally founded. Oh, fun! Yeah, this feels like something more Antonio's speed. This is all out of character knowledge, just so you get filled in. Ashwood Abbey is a compact of hunters originally founded as a hedonistic society in Scotland. They have since evolved into an influential hunting club seeking to track down the creatures of darkness for sport. So they're not quite up to speed that the groups that Antonio rolled with, but he could understand what they're all about. They kill monsters and they do it for fun. Yeah, and
we kill monsters and then have orgies.
Pretty much. Founded.
If Antonio's not a part of them, he rolled with them sometimes.
Yeah. So here's.
I would assume because he was part of the Second Inquisition, he would have used them for stuff.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
he would be like, "Hey, there's a group here. Go,
Yeah.
Probably not directly, but he would just drop information for them to, go take
your
care of.
your network probably outsourced a lot of stuff to these compacts and even to the smaller cells all the time. Some more background information. Founded in 1855 in Edinburgh, Scotland, the Ashwood Abbey was one of several Hellfire clubs in Britain, created to indulge in various sins and vices of the era. By modern standards, many of these clubs were rather tame. Abbey was an exception, led by the Reverend Dr. Marcus Ogilvy. The upper-class members of the club partook in vices that even today would be considered wrong and immoral. This place sounds fun. During one such outdoor...
We run a Hunter's game and play.
Britain's like, yo, up in.
Let's play Hunter now. During one such outdoor excursion, a group of revelers accidentally defiled a sacred Ratha artifact. Digging deeper, what's an Aratha? A werewolf. Fun. So they pissed off a werewolf, causing a pack of werewolves to attack and devour a number of club members. Fortunately for the club, those killed had not let their families know that they were, or what, or rather who they were doing. Wow. Returning to the site armed, the remaining club members found prodigious scat around the artifact. Oh, okay. And Warning to the club, that was just a choice of words, instead became fascinated by the prospect of a new variety of vice, and accompanied by the heavily armed members of the club, he once more desecrated the stone and lay in wait. The moment the werewolves arrived, Ogilvy fired a silver shot from his elephant gun, killed off the werewolves that came to investigate. Then on until his death, Ogilvy continued to lead the Abbey to pursue the world's most dangerous supernatural creatures. So they are very much big game hunters who do monsters, and they seem to take thrill in torturing vampires or tracking werewolves. Possess trophies of successful hunts such as fangs, demon skin, clothes, and so on. Neat. So this seems like a really dangerous group to try and reach out to, in that they're reckless, is probably what Antonio and Olivia could gather from them.
Mm-hmm.
But also seems like they are incredibly capable, because they have existed for almost 200 years without being wiped out by various groups, such as werewolves. Because werewolves, when they're pissed off, they will, show up in force.
So I would kind of fill Olivia in about, they're very good at what they do, but they're quite reckless.
Surprised we haven't destroyed them all already if they're that reckless.
It does seem also that they have chapters around the world, particularly in Europe and America, so it wouldn't be hard to reach out to them here as well.
Let's see what they know.
Alright, so I will handle Antonio reaching out to them, putting out feelers for contact, because not everybody necessarily... Well, you've been dead for a while, in quotes, human a while.
It's been like 6 months since he died, a year.
It's been about a year now, because I think you were embraced for a little while before we had started, and then we jumped further. So, Antonio, please give me a charisma or manipulation, because you could just be lying to them, and persuasion. Yeah, probably just charisma and persuasion, since you have a better charisma. And this is not going to be... Would you like to spend a willpower?
Sure am. There you go.
You would have only had one, but it's
I have
still
3 dice though, and I rolled 1 success, so I got 2.
Can't
right?
roll the hunger dice again.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't re-roll your success. You would only re-roll the failures.
Okay, I just thought since there was 3 dice, I re-rolled 2 dice if I used them.
You would.
I didn't know you didn't re-roll your hunger dice.
Yeah, you don't re-roll the hunger dice at all, because that's a whole separate pool. So you always exclude the hunger dice, which is why maintaining the balance of your hunger is important, because the hungrier you get, the harder it is for you to be able to do things like that. And just the chances of things going bad if the hunger dice come up the way they do. But still re-rolling, that's an extra success, which is what I was looking for. So you are able to put out, not necessarily like, hey, who wants to come kill some things out here, but you do the anonymous forum thread thing where you start leaking information of activity happening in the area, and it's like, hey, did you hear about this thing? It seems a little unnatural the way, these people died and this thing happened. It could be, something more than what the police are letting on, enough to get their interest. And like all things, this is something that's going to take time before you see a real reaction. But you have the bait out for them to take, and to look into and possibly get back to you on this thread if you keep looking. Olivia, we will close the night out with one final roll. Okay. Antonio's sheet is freaking out on me.
Wah!
Yeah. Close that. Close those. Please give me one final roll. It would be a intelligence technology roll, and this is going to be pretty much the same thing you did with the police network. This is just making sure that they can't backtrace you,
Got it.
because you don't want them to find you and figure out who you are. You definitely put on incognito, but you just want to make sure that they don't find you. Did you
Throw
want
up
to?
a VPN.
Mm-hmm. Did you want to re-roll?
It's the end of the session, might as well.
Okay.
Just re-roll that one.
Boom. There it is.
Nice.
Okay.
And if anything goes wrong, it is Antonio's laptop since I borked mine.
There you go. Yeah, it is Antonio's laptop now, because Antonio's laptop had been factory reset, so you have Antonio's laptop. He just takes out another one from the closet and boots that up. But yeah, so that'll be where
I
we
go through these things like candy.
Yeah, you literally snap it in half and are like, I'm done with this one. But
Here you go.
that'll be where we wrap up, with you all having some new plot threads, having successfully diverted attention away from the shenanigans of one coterie member, progressed some information, and started laying down some hooks of your own to try and figure out what's going on. And
Let's go to Brazil.
yeah, Rin definitely didn't expect it to be a full-on Nosferatu conspiracy, but it looks like it's shaping up to be that way. And it's kind of neat, and we'll see where that takes us. So thanks for watching, everybody.
Night.
You're watching.
Bye.
Adios.